When I was young I fixed my parents' computer, and now that I'm older I fix computers for my kids. Are we the only generation that knows how computers work? There is definitely a divide. It was explained to me once, as people over the Gen Z early millennials needed to constantly learn new systems, because of how fast and how much the tech changed in their formative years, which is why they tend to have a better understanding of computers in general. That boom has since slowed down. Your devices today are not entirely dissimilar to what was common a decade ago. You are adept with your current device, but not much else. You are the one who should teach your kids how to do this. There was a small period of time where computers were amazing useful, but were not amazingly usable. So there was incentive to learn about how they worked, and how to fix them, and there was fairly easy access to all the under-the-hood things that could be worked on. Nowadays computers are mostly locked down and the most egregious problems have been sorted, meaning that there is not the incentive or the opportunity to learn how they work. You can draw a direct correlation with the amount of people who can do their own car maintenance. My dad knows a lot more about computers than I do. He's actually read the manual. Someone once described it to me like this. When we were kids and received our first PC, we turned it on and were greeted by a prompt. For it to do anything we had to tell it what to do. We had to learn about it. We had no choice but to engage with the tech in a very direct way. Now you turn on a device and press an icon. It does everything for you. The current generation is a receiver generation, whereas we were a creator generation. I may be explaining it poorly, but I think that's a part of it. I don't know, you didn't say. I built my first desktop computer in 2000. I built 2 this year, one for me and then my son, and I built one for him. I'm Gen X. They are way easier to build now than they were 25 years ago. No DOS, no dip switches, and you don't have to change everything in BIOS first. How old are your kids? This is how boomers feel about cars. Who is we? How old are you? Which generation? By fix, do you mean open up and tinker or click around and figure stuff out? Some details required. Yay, kinda? For example, professors are finding students don't understand the concept of folders, etc. HTTPS. It got easy to the point where people don't need to know this stuff now, lol. Well, if you fix your computers with your kids and teach them, you won't be the only one who knows. That's not a generational thing, that's a personal thing. A lot of people your age do not know how to fix computers. Kids today know phones way better than they know PCs, but there are plenty who do know computers. It's just not like millennials where everyone was using their PC constantly. Yes, there's a minority of us younger Gen Z and older Gen A who have learned how computers actually work, and the rest are clueless. It's because your parents didn't know about computers that forced you to learn, and now that you know, your kids don't have to figure it out themselves, hence they just ask you. How old are your kids and why didn't you teach them about computers? A lot of people treat their computer like a car. They jump on it, they used it, if it messes up they have someone fix it. The satisfaction I felt when I purchased, assembled and ran my custom gaming PC for the first time, the sense of accomplishment, man. We're going to be the only generation that had to know what an IRQ is. Yes, I'm starting to notice that. We're in some weird repairman void. Computers devices now are too user-friendly.